They know exactly where you are. Right now, as you watch this screen, your digital footprint is screaming your location, your habits, and your fears to servers you didn't even know existed. We live in a world of total, absolute surveillance. A global panopticon where the walls are made of fiber optics and the guards are algorithms that never sleep. In this world, privacy is just a fairy tale we tell children to make them feel safe in their beds. The system wants you tracked, indexed, and predictable. They want to know what you'll buy before you even feel the urge, and where you'll be before you even put on your shoes. Because a predictable man is a manageable man. But what if you had to leave? What if the shadows were the only sanctuary left for a soul that refuses to be numbered? Tonight, the Badger Vault is digging up the Ghost Protocol. We are performing a deep dive analysis into the classified case of a man known in the underground only as Subject X. He was a high-level corporate whistleblower who vanished from the grid in the winter of 2012. Despite a multi-million-dollar manhunt involving 3 different government agencies, he was never seen again. He didn't use high-tech gadgets or sci-fi cloaking devices. He used forgotten survival arts and psychological hacks that the modern world has tried to ban from our collective memory. Today, we're opening the vault to show you exactly how he erased himself from reality. The first secret of the Ghost Protocol is the systematic shredding of the digital soul. Most people, when they think of disappearing, make the amateur mistake of simply turning off their phone and throwing it in a river. That's a rookie move that gets you flagged by an anomaly detection algorithm within hours. Subject X understood that your digital identity is not a switch you flip. It is a living, breathing organism that must be poisoned before it can be killed. For 6 months before his departure, he practiced a technique we call data poisoning. He didn't stop using the internet. He started using it wrong. He fed the algorithms a steady diet of false information, fake hobbies, fake travel interests, and a completely fabricated financial history. He bought tickets to places he never intended to go and joined forums for interests he despised. He created a digital decoy so loud and so detailed that when he finally stepped into the darkness, the system spent months chasing a ghost that never existed. The Vault teaches us that to be truly invisible, you must first become a masterpiece of a lie. You have to feed the beast so much garbage that it chokes on your trail. But once the digital ghost is dead, you face the second and perhaps most difficult secret: the war on currency. The moment you swipe a plastic card, you fired a signal flare directly into the surveillance sky. Every transaction is a breadcrumb leading back to your throat. Subject X survived by reverting to what we call the Old World Exchange. We are talking about the Forbidden Trinity: silver, bartering, and non-traceable physical assets. He understood that the modern banking system is the ultimate leash. Weeks before he vanished, he began converting his life's work into high-density assets: precious metals, rare tools, and trade liquids. He disconnected from the financial umbilical cord that keeps the average person tethered to the state. This is the knowledge the government hates most of all, because a man who doesn't need their digital credits is a man they cannot starve, and a man they cannot freeze out of society. To disappear, you must become your own bank, your own mint, and your own auditor. The third secret is the most physical and perhaps the most grueling: terrain masking and the art of the burrow. When Subject X finally exited the city, he didn't head for a hotel or a known safe house. He headed for the blind spots. Even in our hyper-mapped world, there are areas that satellite surveillance and cellular towers overlook. Geographic anomalies where the grid simply fails to reach. Subject X utilized ancient thermal routing techniques. He built shelters not on the ground, but within it, using the Earth's natural geothermal signature to mask his body heat from high-altitude infrared drones. He understood that the wilderness isn't just a collection of trees, it's a complex architecture of shadows and dead zones. He moved through these zones with the patience of a predator, learning to breathe with the rhythm of the forest so that even the most advanced sensors recorded him as nothing more than background noise. If the camera cannot distinguish your heat from the heat of a stone, you have effectively ceased to exist in the eyes of the machine. Fourth, we must discuss the most sophisticated weapon in the survivalist's arsenal, the psychology of the gray man. Many people mistakenly believe that disappearing requires a disguise, a wig, a fake beard, a mask. But in a world of AI-driven gait analysis and facial recognition, a mask is a neon sign that screams, "Look at me!" Subject X mastered the art of average calibration. This is the psychological cloaking device of the modern age. He learned how to dress, how to walk, and how to hold his head in a way that was so perfectly, aggressively average that the human brain, and the AI filters, simply scrubbed him from the image. He became the man you see every day, but never remember. He wore the colors of the concrete and the expressions of the board. He became background noise in a crowded room. In the vault, we know that the most secure hiding place isn't a locked room. It's a crowded street full of people who have been conditioned to only see what is normal. Finally, we come to the fifth and most forbidden secret, the shadow network. Subject X was a master of self-reliance, but he knew that no ghost survives forever without a graveyard to call home. He tapped into what we call the underground infrastructure. This is a hidden, silent web of individuals who have already chosen to live outside the light of the system. Off-grid farmers, independent couriers, and gray market traders who still believe in the sanctity of a handshake. They operate on a currency of trust and reputation, not IDs and databases. This network is the system's greatest nightmare because it's a parallel society that they cannot monitor, tax, or control. Subject X didn't just hide from the world, he joined a different one. He found the people who the grid had already forgotten and became one of them. The system wants you to believe that escape is a fantasy. They want you to think that the grid is your only lifeline, that without your digital identity, you would simply cease to be. But the vault is open now. You have the inherent right to be private. You have the right to be forgotten. They buried the knowledge of the ghost protocol because a man they cannot find is a man they can never truly govern. He is a man who can say no and mean it. The secrets to true invisibility are buried in our past, waiting for those who are brave enough to pick up the shovel and start digging. Stay sharp, stay invisible, and keep digging.